Hi everyone, I'm back. This is number 2. This is the second read out of 3. So pick one through 3 to see which one resonates with you the most. And so they're all set up the same. Like I said in video number 1, we have Metatron at the top, and then we have Nature's Whispers, and then Shaman Dreams at the bottom. These are all the underlying energies, and these are a pile of cards that I usually have to count. I think there's only one card here at the end of the read, but the others just came out organically. I'm going to bring it up close so you can see the cards better. Okay, so Metatron at the top. Let's see if I can focus a little more. Okay, so Metatron at the top. Okay, and then Nature's Whispers. Let's see if I can hold that still. Okay, and then Shaman Dreams there at the bottom. Okay. All right, so this was done yesterday. This was September 1st, 2022 at 9:17 to 22, which is the 9 of the Hermit, 17 of the Star, and then 22 of the Fool's Journey. And I woke up on yesterday at 8:08. And let's see here. So the 3 piles for this read were actually 19, but also 13, because I put down that second row as 6 cards that were actually part of the 19 pile, but I was being guided to put them out as like a parenthesis. Okay, so the first pile is 19, but also 13, so 13 and 6. The second pile was just 1 card, and the third pile was 10. And so I was getting 24 versus 30 as well, regarding the 13 versus 19 with the other 2 piles. And that's 24 is the Queen of Wands, but it's also Omega, and 30 is the union energies of the 4 of Wands. The underlying energy of the 18 and Mother Earth, the 6 of the big picture, and the 43 of overflow are the underlying energies. The ice cube of the cubit with a C and the cubit with a Q, the hexa box. So again, the 6 sides box of the cube, and black ice was coming up right away. So that's referencing a black box, but it's like black ice, very slippery. The independent daughter, the purple moon, the 0 point field, grounding to the core, right? The planet or Terra is the mother energy, but the core is the daughter. It's like the womb, the pregnancy. And then she becomes independent and leaves to be the moon. So grounding to the core, the queen's chambers in Egypt, in the pyramids, is 11 cubits with a C. And then the cubit with a Q is the superposition of 2 states, the core and the moon. Seeing the 6 of Terra, but I keep getting Terra as T-E-H-R-A, which is the same letters as the earth. 6 of Terra from outside ourselves being healed at the root to blossom at the crown of the planet, of love, family, and community, and the 43 of coming together in joy, in overflow, where there's enough for all. The lovers, the twins, the dreamers, the starseeds, and me, which is coming up as Terra, or like the mother singing this. The lovers, the dreamers, and me, which of course is Kermit, is coming up as Mother Gaia or Terra saying this right now. The ice cap is melting as the South Pole is being healed. The underlying energy of the 17 of conquering fears with angelic assistance, 1 step at a time. The 4 of the Emperor letting go in the fall with time to release. Come together to heal, to pause, to receive. And the 42 of the 2 of Cups in the 1-to-1 go with a flow, stable structure. Emperor, 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 and Empress, and High Priestess. The survival of the fittest. Where the salt meets the fresh on the west spring bench, maybe the west whispering bench, the west wing. Oh, that's weird. The survival of the fittest, where the salt meets fresh on the whispering bench, perhaps in the west wing. That could be a poetical thing. With the King of Swords 51 for the diamond light, purity and innocence in Virgo season, icing the fields in the fall as the planet heals, purification of the water. As the ice caps melt, clean water, and then freezing the fields. After stabilizing the Emperor, the Empress, and the High Priestess, the sun Terra and the moon king of swords as Archangel Michael purifies with the innocents, the daughters at the core of the moon. Okay, and that can reference, I kept getting 20 and backs for the moon. So it's definitely abduction energies coming up. At 10:01 was getting big connection there too. At 10:02, which is can be the 1 and the 2 of the masculine and the feminine, or the 10 of destiny and the 2 of the divine feminine, or the high priestess. The first card out was the 26 of the page of wands, the life bulb womb of the scalloped Magdalene phased arrays, the core of Terra bursting forth to the moon. And that was, and then back keeps coming up. And Ralph always said that to Alice in the Honeymooners. To the moon as the sun set reflects endings and compassion. And crows were talking there too. From our ancestors where you are held. From Terra's womb to the horizon, the whore's eyes are just her eyes on the pier, the plank, Max Planck, and the universal constants. The 8, that's my sister's middle name and my dad's name is Constantine. So the universal constants, which is the any number or the X to the lower P, right, the subscript P. The unceasing, the unending, like the horizon line or arc. There's no Oz or Noah, there's no Oz about it. The XP is also an East Asian smiley emoticon sticking out its tongue at you. It's also the experience point, the ellipsis of Windows XP, of course, and the experimental pursuit, the fighter, the extreme pre. From the heart fields to Terra's core, to the horizon or infinitum and back, to the beach, where the hermit takes action, where land meets sea, running with the big bird, the angels, chariots of fire and ice. The 50 of the 10 of cups of that family happiness and emotional fulfillment, the signs and synchronicities from the spirit family with love. At 10:14 to 15, which is the angel and the devil, and the destiny of the 2, the shadow birds are always there. The 46 of the authentic self of the 6 of cups, inner and outer children. And who are you today? At 10:16, which is the wheel and destiny and the 16 of sudden events and epiphanies, a jet stream went by, and it definitely felt like a jet, not like just a plane, but a jet stream went by at 10:17, which moves the 10:16 of the tower to the 17 of the star, which could be a shooting star for sure. And it's funny too, because when I was out picking up my daughter yesterday, coming home, it looked like a jet stream in the sky, but it really looked like a shooting star as well. The indigo energy, taking a look at the star, whole, complete, with Pisces' mission to get the King of Cups with conditions to look up and away from drama, out of the streaming. The Moonchild Page of Wands is fiery and sad. The Hermit or Virgo with happy family, with inner and outer children, the keys and the keyholes to the tears, which is a clue. The Pisces King of Cups in energetic exchange with Hermit, the Emperor and the Knight of Wands, September 3rd and 4th, a lot of back and forth, or mother to babies, or a lot of showing of appreciation. I was getting showering as well. Somebody might have a baby shower or something like that, or a wedding shower. But there's a lot of back and forth here, 9-3 to 4, which is the 34 of the 8 of Wands, a lot of back and forth or the mother to their babies, showing appreciation, sending compassion, and the King of Cups to detach from energetic exchange with the Queen of Wands, stretching in orange to release pent-up energies to signs and synchronicities and birds, as the King of Cups grieves in the sunset, waiting for his love to come home. As Archangel Michael, that's really funny too, because yesterday that was Teddy grieving Jenna to come home last night because he was away from her for 4 days. He's so cute. As the Archangel Michael comes up here as the pure King of Swords wings, and Metatron the rainbow bridge, the wind beneath his wings, Metatron the magnetic light, and Michael the shield, the bridge and the gate. The big bird Queen of Swords sends compassion to the children. The Dorothy, who wonders what is held for her over the rainbow, where dreams come true, So inspiring the children to see there's something more. The pot of gold at the end that meets the King of Wands, 23, the man of passion, and that throws him off balance, inspiring him to the call of the wild. The leap from the Queen of Wands to the King of Wands in the orange ego and duality. As the Queen of Wands releases up to spirit with love, the King of Wands gets sucked into the other end of the bridge. This is an energetic pull here, like a vacuum tube. So when she releases up to source, he gets pulled in through the rainbow bridge to her energy, like a vacuum tube. The 19 cards here come up of the 6 and 13, the lover's transition, of the sun. In a wake-up call, 11, which is the clarion call, the clear connection, the sterilizing or purifying of the bridge before entering. The 7 trumpets is the chariot call. When the moon is in ascension, the daughter is independent. And again, the moon's been cleared, right? If you watch Elena Denon, they talked about the moon and Mars all getting cleared last year. The 7 trumpets is the chariot call, and I was getting this totally separate from that. She just comes up because as soon as I say these things, when I write them down, it brings up stuff that she said in the past. 7 trumpets is the chariot's call. When the moon is in ascension, the daughter is independent. The aligning is the truth and balance, calling all family. The mother ship, which is here, Terra, is calling the family back to be free. It's calling all, and you calling, the mother calling her children home is God calling all of their bits and pieces back to themselves. You calling all of your pieces back to you, the soul retrieval. The daughter is independent. Alignment equals truth and balance. Calling all family back to be free, all parts of you back to you. The key always is the root entry, from root to tip, and the trickle down theory, bottoms up and top down. The ancients and the grandchildren at the top, the leaves, are the new world top down at 1039, which is the destiny of the 39, the Knight of Cups, of being love. The 53 of the Knight of Swords. So this was, as soon as I wrote down 53, I was getting that that age 53 and up are clearing the roots for the grandchildren coming in that bring coherence back down to the family. They bring the pieces back to you. So then I took it back. So if 53 and up is the age, it's like the indigo ones, right, of the twin flames. The 53 and age, the age 53 and up are clearing the roots for the grandchildren coming in that bring coherence or your soul retrieval back to you, because they are your DNA. So if you take 53 back in 2001, that was 32, age 32, which is the journey. If you take that back to 1987 of the harmonic convergence, then you would have been age 18 and above, which makes total sense, right? Because you have to be an adult to do this. I mean, of course, some people have abilities before they're an adult, but they can't really truly go on their mission until they're an adult. So at 53 now and above, you're clearing the roots for the grandchildren that are coming in, bringing coherence. They're bringing your DNA, your soul retrieval, back down to the family, into the parents and the grandparents. The mother is calling the kids home for dinner. An alignment with truth, balance, and the messenger of truth. I was just getting the Knights Templar as well, but the Knight in shining armor coming here, the shaman's truth, a peace offering, a gift from the father, along with the mother calling the children home. The father is bringing you a gift, an honoring of sorts. The angelic mother and the shaman father, showering the double diamond light on the shadow for clarity, to go within, the clarion call to the clear channel. The 35 of the wounded warrior, I was coming up with the harmonic convergence, which was 35 years ago. And that's the wounded warrior. And we've been on the wounded warrior's journey no longer, right? The age of Aquarius now is the fool's journey with an open heart, taking that leap of faith. But the harmonic convergence was literally 35 years ago, which is the Wounded Warrior. August 16th to 17th, 1987, the Wounded Warrior, WW, Worldwide Meditations, along with 11/11 events. And I remember in my 20s doing an 11/11 event, where I think it was 11/11, unless it was the harmonic convergence, I don't remember, where everybody around the world was meditating at the same time at 11/11. So I don't know if that was the harmonic convergence or another 11/11 date where everybody was doing that. But I just remember people down in Philadelphia at the Betsy Ross grid, because there's a grid down there where the ley lines crossed. I remember that. So I don't know if that was actually the convergence or another date where, you know, they had on 11/11 actually that everybody was doing a meditation. But I remember this from my 20s. Spouses, Jose, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce their last name. It's Arguelles or Arguelle, I'm not sure how they pronounce it, but Jose and Lloydine Burris via Planet Art Network, or PAN, notice the name, PAN, all right, and this was way back when, before this ever happened, a peace movement they founded in 1983, eventually predicted by Tony Shearer in his book Lord of the Dawn, which Lord of the Rings keeps coming up because the Dawn is Dan with the double U's, which is Lord of the two U's. But I was getting Lord of the Rings. This Lord of the Dawn was from 1971. And that's when I was 10. I think that was the year I ran away from home. I got really mad. They were teasing me at dinner because I let the steak get burnt in the oven. And I had gymnastics practice like 5 miles away. I ran away to practice. Nobody knew where I went. That's funny that came up. At 10:54, which is the Wheel of Fortune, and the 54 of the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords, again, that energy of Gemini and the twin flames, and the messenger of Mercury. Shearer's interpretation of the Aztec cosmology, the date marked the end of 22 cycles of 52 years, and if this is from Wikipedia, 22 cycles of 52 years each, or 1144 years in all, which is my life lesson number and my soul number. My soul number is 38/11, and my life lesson number is 44/8. So 52 years is the Queen of Swords, and 22 is the Fool's Journey. So the 22 cycles of the Queen of Swords, years, and then 1144 years in all. The 22 cycles divided into 13 heaven cycles, AD 843 to 1519, when 9 hell cycles began, and they ended 468 years later in 1987 on the harmonic convergence. The first day of quote-unquote hell was the day that Cortez landed in Mexico, April 22nd, 1519. So there's that 22 again, and the 4 of survival. It was coin. I don't know what word I wrote down there. 422, 1519, corresponding perhaps with the symbol was coming up here as one reed, and that's so weird because I just talked to you about reeds and Egyptian symbols, because I think E is a reed or 2 reeds. One reed on the Aztec Mayan calendar. And that's interesting too, because Mayer came up from Cormayer today. The Aztec Mayan calendar, the 9 cycle hell and 52 years each ended precisely on August 16th to 17th, 1987. And with the couple, the Arguelles, or Arguelles, in 1970, they created the name with Shearer, I guess, to the name Harmonic Convergence for the event. The planets, the event, the convergence, was the sun, the moon, and 6 of the 8 planets being part of a grand trine. The next predicted harmonic convergence at that time of the aligning of the planets was March 3rd, 19. The next one that was going to occur at that time. So 3/3/19, which is interesting. March came up because March keeps coming up as a significant time. All right, I got March 14th, and today I think I got March 17th as well. There's definitely significant stuff going forward in March. At 11:01, which is the alignment of the 1 of the Magician and Justice, the 35 again, the card 35 here came up with the Kundalini rising of the Wounded Warrior. Now 35 years after the harmonic convergence, with 7 ascension chariot, where the water is essential to your well-being, to cool off the fire of the Kundalini rising, the dolphins, the Pisces, the energy of the daughter, the sword and the stone, the spine and the hollow bones or skull. And it was really funny because Teddy was chewing on a bone right at that moment. The Atlas rising to Hercules, the 30 of the union of her harvest. Hercules is her harvest. The relief of the axis support of Atlas to carry the weight of the world, to meld as one, the bending of the spoon in the moon in June, Cancer, union to July, July. Remember, July and August are Julius and Augustus Caesar, the Roman energies. The tools for the clarion call, the message in a bottle, and the shell mouthpiece, the trumpet, the reed. The May communication of freedom of speech. This 5 to 8 May to August time period to lead the way in the dance with flame in hand, ring and keys, spiraling up in the blue mother's heart, the 29 of the 3 of Wands present with gifts and serious alignment, the blue Madonna and the purple moon. So she's not coming up as the black Madonna, she's coming up as the blue Madonna that's sometimes seen as black because it's a very dark blue, and the purple moon with the 54 Page of Swords twin message that dreams do come true. It can happen to you if you're young at heart. The castle in a cloud and the magic carpenter bee polarity or pollinates the buttercup flower. The magnetics of the inner child from 1 to 44. The magician to the grounding, integrating, and mastering. The social worker Atlas who learns how to receive love. With Atlas beacon, to be the lighter, as her harvest washes up against the mountain to light it up, the vines around the tree, turning it on at 11:14, justice and the angel, the temperance card, that higher love. So very significant as 5 to 8 coming through, which is very interesting too, because at one point before the Olympics, before I knew they were canceled, and it was based on the Olympic timing, the year of 4/4 to 5/5, the next year was supposed to be like a honeymoon period for the twins, where it was like it's 1 year, 1 month, 1 day, 1 hour type of thing. So it came out to 11/11, but it was like 4/4 to 5/5. But here is, it's coming up as after that, after the 4/4 to 5/5 is the May to August time period to lead the way in the dance with flame in hand, with ring and keys spiraling up in the blue mother's heart, present with gifts and serious alignment, the blue Madonna and the purple moon, with the Page of Swords twin messages that dreams come true, if you're young at heart. So at 11:51 of Justice and the King of Swords, I took a break there until 11:51. 11:51 is the alignment of Justice and the 51 of the King of Swords, the underlying energy of let love be your beacon, the lighter, the 42 of the 1-to-1, the 22 of that leap of faith, on the invisible high wire with an invisible net below, the magic wand in hand, the 7 of the little chariot, the little fairy girl amidst the ancient ones, creating ripples to amplify positive emotions, walking away and within with the 48 and the 8 of Cups, to hope and happiness, the wind in your hair, where everyone is flocking to the beach, which always happens at the end of August, to experience the fresh, salty air. And by the way, when I went out for my walk yesterday with Teddy, I hadn't finished this yet, but the 35s had just come up. I saw 35 on at least 3 blocks, and I wasn't looking at addresses at all. It's just, and one of them was below a for sale sign with the number 464 with the Emperor 4, and then the 6 of the Lovers and the 4 of the Emperor again. But the 64 is also the Bliss, and the number was 0088. And I saw an orange butterfly, and all the trash men were picking up the trash too. So with hope and happiness, wind in your hair, everyone's flocking to the beach, including the birds, to experience the fresh, salty air, to be able to see the big picture of love, healing the root to open the crown jewels. And right when I went from love to healing the root, I got that sensation of fear that just kind of darted through. To open up the crown jewels, the flowering of the heart, the melting of the cap, the two of the Divine Feminine High Priestess in a leap of faith on the road within to love, the big picture at 11:58, which is Justice and the Four of Swords, the 5D connection. The 24 of the Queen of Wands, which again is also Omega and the Horseshoe, and that references Hydra as well, the Messier 83, or M83 is the two horseshoes kind of linked together. The Queen of Wands, be your best self always. The mermaid riding the seahorse, the maid of the sea of Poseidon or Merlin, who's now maiden of Pegasus. Andromeda, the lover's Queen of Wands, and the Emperor or her loving home, as the little fairy girl pauses to ground with the tree trunk, or just dad. And the 25 of the Knight of Wands, to keep your dreams alive, right? This is energy of the young ones coming in to help you keep your dreams alive, to keep you going. As the blue baby blows a kiss, the Queen of Wands and the Emperor and the Knight of Wands. And the 29 of being present to the butterfly lioness, transforming into the present with her gifts. The contemplation of the 46 of the childlike appreciation and gratitude between the little girl and the unicorn, having completed their ring around the rosy task, and the 4D bridge now complete with kisses and hugs, that all is right with the world. The first card here is the Magician, and it was broken up into the Magi and the Shen, C-I-A-N. Magic, world. The color, cayenne, that electric blue online. The dog, even plateau, distant remoteness, and melancholy. So I was also guided to break down melancholy. And chole is also the gallbladder, so that was coming up. I don't know if anyone's having gallbladder problems. But the watermelon also comes up, as well as the sailor and the apple. And the rise and the flood, so the deluge was coming up here. To sweeten with honey, to stand for. And smitten, to infect or stain. Or loop at the end of the fishnet, used to attach to another fishnet. The holy melon, the apple. Rise and flood, or sweetening with honey, creating space for water, emotion, a holy stain, a holy loop, open to connect with another, the fluid fruit. There's the apple reference there. Or a sailor's gallbladder is acting up, or a paddle to empty the gall of that man. And the Magician is the Magi and the Shin, the wise king of electric blue-green, the holy blue apple, the olive oil, the anointed planet, the melon, the holy flood, to flush out the gall from the bladder for fresh water. And Popeye was coming up there too, with the pop eye, the third eye. A holy stain and loop. So here, olive oil and Popeye is the third eye and the planet. The holy stain and the loop, now open to another. The 49 then came up from the definition from IL, which means 49, which also had referenced that other day when it came up, the year of the water, the deluge, a sled for two, or channeled bone, a slippery slope, or the final stretch to flush out the old. It's all downhill now, so have fun with it. Heighten your vitality by coloring your world. Color my world. As time goes on, for those of you who don't know that song, as time goes on, I realize just what you mean to me. And now that you're near, promise your love that I've waited to share, and dreams of our moments together. Color my world with hopes of loving you. So that was coming up for you guys as well. So 1233 is the Hanged Man and the Christ vibration of standing up for yourself, to not be the martyr. The 64 of the Ten of Swords and the Woodwives that adapt, and the Queen of Wands 24 in the galactic mushroom, the divine matrix. The 63 of the Nine of Swords in the winter's dream, the gestation, the pregnancy, the period, the suffering of the divine feminine here. The 14 of the drifter, channeling water, emotions, experiencing life as it comes, with patience and balance in that higher love. And the 27 of the heart home, the Ace of Wands, inspired by the compassion, which is the calm passion. The 43 of coming together and the overflow of joy, of overwhelm and plenty. The Deluge and the Taj Mahal, which then I was looking up the Taj Mahal stuff, and Times Now News came up. September 1st, 22, there was a name change proposal at the Taj Mahal, which failed, apparently. That was yesterday. The Taj Mahal flooding with emotion, even without lights at night, because they're not allowed to put lights on the Taj Mahal when they have a big celebration there. They could do it to the other buildings around, but not there because they have, I think it's a bug problem or something. But the Taj Mahal flooding with emotion, even without lights at night. It glows because the building tends to change color depending on the light. The Taj is the crown, the secret, the wound, and the twinge. Notice the twin's energy is the twinge. The Mahal is the post, the place, the dear, expensive, rare covenant, the marriage vows, to love, beloved, to raise in price. So, in other words, the Taj Mahal is the secret beloved, or the secret place, the rare crown, the place, location of wounds, the marital covenant, to raise in price, to hold more dear, to crown in secret, as the twinge, the twin energy of the wound, could arise and cause flooding here. With the ice caps melting because of healing to Antarctica, bridging poles to the middle in an overflow at the Taj Mahal, the secret garden, the crown jewel of the palace. And that's from Wikipedia. And then Morocco is also coming up as the kingdom of light. The 32 of the jeweled web of connectivity, the journey of Andromeda and Pegasus, who are connected by a star. The 44 of the perfect storm in the raven peacock vortex at the eagle's perch. The blending of divine masculine and divine feminine, where the Merkaba is held by Atlas, my Atlas. The courage to step into life. The journey of the 44 3D lap dance, to learn to receive real love and ascending to the eye of the eagles. The purple moon, the 0 point field, the rising above the fray, the true oracle, fully open eye with aperture settings, the light tunneling through, the openness, and the ability to control that openness. The raven and the peacock together, raising the ante to the eagle's eye, the eye of the storm, circling and diving and rising again and again and again. The 52 of the Queen of Swords, straddling worlds, while the sky dancers, 48, 8 of Cups, surrender by walking away and within. At 101, there were 10 cards here, which is destiny, and the Wheel of Fortune, that high vibration. The 37 of the King of Cups with the Magician's sword, the wise king's word. And Morocco, the kingdom of light, and the Taj Mahal, the crowning jewel of the palace, and their secret beloved. The 61 of the whale song, referencing the year I was born and my age, this year, my birthday. The whale song bellowing from the deep in a bubble portal until the magician bursts their bubble with their sword. 37 and 61 equals 98 degrees of the human temperature, the human condition. The magician's word and the whale's song, writing their sacred covenant as they go, the chariot that takes them home, to the loving cosmic womb of the divine feminine and the 76ers, or the U.S., us. The 45 of repairing the veil, the forgiveness, the articulation, the binding of ascension, dark night of the soul. Collapsing top down, the weaving of the corset to adorn the pages of your story. At 109, which is the Magician and the Hermit, the 41 of the Ace of Cups, and the Moon Maiden with new love and new beginnings, holding up the moon, the daughter, the 16 with a sudden need to replenish, thirsty, hungry, for the 51 King of Swords, stars in the sky with limitless possibility in meeting them halfway. As the King of Swords, blue, sits meditating in the middle of the bridge, just a little bit to the left, the Hermit green moth dances on one foot in her balancing act of dipping her toe in very carefully, with chaos in hand, her heart in his hand. The universe is your partner. He holds her heart in his hand, and all stems on this delicate balance. The act between his word and her song. Hands across the water, heads across the sky. At 116, the Magician and the sudden events, the epiphanies, as the Herculean vertical pillar axis supports Atlas's shoulders and the weight of the world in the brain. Atlas 35, the wounded warrior, to Atlas 44, which is more of a social worker Atlas, retiring to do social work instead. Traveling on the number 33, just across the road, as the chicken crossed the road, to the number 22 5D station, where all roads are possible, especially at rush hour. The 49ers, the charioteers, 7 by 7, express to the 31, the 5 of Wands, in the pursuit of happiness, the 1 of the Magician and Magician embodiment, who works through the 3 of the Empress to transition. The Gemini twins with Virgo purity works through the abundance of Terra Gaia, as the 3 to 4, or 34 energetic exchange, in Terra's trial, terrestrial, Terra's trial is over now. Now it's 4 to 5 as opposed to 3 to 4. The 45 of the purge, the Terra to Gaia of hope and happiness. In allowing all tears to fall, the purge, the deluge, were all collected in the 4D trial, the jar of hearts, will be on display in the year of the water. Slippery slope, the final act, the last chapter, the decrescendo after the climax of the story, crying at the end of the movie, where all tears get flushed out in lieu of the new water, new emotions. Rock the boat, tip the boat over. At 129 is the Magician, and the 29 of the 3 of Wands, being present in the moment with your gifts. Okay, so that was number 2. Stay tuned for number 3. Stay tuned for number 3.